Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. If you have any beeping devices, please make sure you switch them to the silent mode. Presenting from Team Kopi, Educational Psychology, the musical!
Oh, class, sorry, I'm late. Can everyone please sit down? I think it's better.
5 minutes later, with the help of Tuasia.
Hey everyone, Ms Jialat is here. Keep quiet and go back to your seats now.
So class, we have 3 acts.
Morning, Jialat.
Plus 1. Morning. And we have E equal to 2x.
Your hair very ugly eh! Your hair so ugly already.
Shut up, you! What? Damn
Indra and Chee Keen. Chee Keen, remove that rabbit hair.
Teacher, Indra come in and never scold him. Now you scold me? So unfair! What kind of teacher are you?
Despite Ms Jialat's best efforts to get the attention of the students, they simply ignored her. And because she let it go on and on and on, it eventually became a habit. We can view this through a behaviorist lens, and we realize that operant conditioning is actually taking place here. What happens is that because the students are not getting a stimulus that they should modify their behavior, they just continue as though it is correct. Another thing that stood out here is not the equation, but that the teacher is extremely, as in the teacher was very rude when she was addressing the students. And because of that, she did not afford them with any respect. And because of that, the students were also shouting at her. So when we analyze this according to Indra's social cognitive theory, we realize that reciprocal causation actually explains why both sides are actually exhibiting such aggressive behavior. Let's continue watching to see what happens.
So class, you see 3x plus 1, right? And you see that plus sign over there? Well, just bring it over and it becomes minus lah.
Teacher, the plus, then bring over 1 minus.
Chee Keen, don't ask so much lah. Just do what I say.
Don't act smart lah, Chee Keen.
Wow, emo! Sing song! Okay, in this scene, at the very beginning, Chee Keen wanted to ask Ms Jialat a question, but he was very quickly dismissed by Ms Jialat. We could infer using constructivism and Piaget's theory of cognitive processes to realize that Chee Keen was unable to assimilate this new information in his existing schema, and he was desperate for help. That's why he asked the question. But instead of helping him accommodate this new information, Mr. just, no, I'm not going to let you ask any questions because I'm in a rush for time. We can also tell from Chee Keen's question that the students do not understand the equal sign. According to Vygotsky, language is a mediating tool for learning, and that applies to mathematical language as well. So all the symbols that you see, they are essentially words in mathematics. According to studies conducted, students have been conditioned to think of the equal sign as actually an operator instead of as a relationship. So when you, in like typical primary school questions, right, you see 3 plus 5 is equal to something, then you put the answer behind. So you always write your answer to the right of the equal sign. So it's an operation. So similarly, in your calculator, you have the equal sign where you can press, then an answer can come out. So all these equations, they think, oh, I can only write an answer on the right hand side. So they don't really understand that it's a relationship, and they think of it as an operator. Another thing is that they do not understand the symmetric property of an equation, whereby the left is equal to the right. So studies conducted have shown that even though the equations are about the same, but once I put the x, the unknown, to the right hand side, the facilities are extremely low. So we can attribute this to the reversal thinking that's developed in formal operational stage, whereas the students are probably reasoning at a concrete operational stage. Last but not least, the students do not understand why a shifting occurs and why when there's a shifting, the sign changes. So Bell and Malone, they conducted a study in Australia, and what happened was that when they interviewed students about why they're doing whatever they're doing when they're solving equations, the students could only explain, oh, I just need to shift it. Their explanations are all guided by actions, and they cannot explain why they're doing so. So it seems that from their study and from what's happening in the classroom is that behaviorism is actually taking place here. The teacher was expecting the students to instinctively respond based on the stimulus of the question. Let's continue watching.
That was such a bad lesson. What should I do?
Jialat should quit! Quit! Jialat quit!
Yeah. I think I should just quit. It seems better that way. Gonna break my bond. Wait!
Don't you remember what your educational psychology tutor at NIE taught you?
Huh? Who's this woman? Very familiar. Oh yes, it's Dr. NIE. I heard she's gonna have a baby soon, you know. She was such an awesome tutor, and she gave me full marks for my presentation. My abstract classes were very insightful, you know. Then there was this, PBL thing, right? Yeah. Okay, I should dig up my e-portfolio and reminiscent the old days. Oh wow, what a nice e-portfolio. Oh man, NIE wasn't a waste of my time after all.
I was so alone, I was so afraid, so many things I tried, they proved not to be the way. Am I to break my own? It seemed to be the choice for me and my pupils. What do you say? But then I remember those crazy excited days, the counsel from angels, the precious takeaways. Now I know the sun will still be shining, and all the things that I've learned, forget them though I may. Now I know Vygotsky's earnest place, together with Dean and Piaget, they will lead the way.
Hey, you got watch the soccer
Yeah,
stream
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Very fun, right?
Indra, can you get the class to keep quiet, please?
Hey everyone, Ms Jialat is here. Everyone go back to your seats now.
Okay, class. We have not been doing things right for the past few months. And as your teacher, I must first apologize for that. So let today mark a new day for all of us here. Whenever I step into this classroom, I want you all to be at your seats, ready for the lesson. Can or not? Is that possible? Yeah. We shall try that. I'm going to walk out and come back 1 minute later. And I hope all of you will be ready for this lesson.
Class stand.
Well done, class. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms Jialat.
Okay, please be seated. So, now if you remember... Indra, you two had better stop that. Okay, but now I will have to make your stand. So stand up. You will continue standing until you can show that you are considerate members of this class.
5 minutes later.
Please take your seats. Now both of you have shown yourselves to be considerate members of this class. So that's very good. Very, very good. And thank you for the effort. I believe this will be the first and last time you both, and I hope that you both have to stand up at your seats.
Okay, thanks, Jer. Hey, Jer, you today very nice, eh? Not like now the class atmosphere become happier. Not like last time so tense.
You see, Indra, it's not just me. It's all of us who have made this difference.
Together we make a difference. One voice, one destiny. We remain undivided. Our hearts in harmony. Together we make a difference. Our friends, our families. We will share a special dream. Together we feel.
The most significant change in this scene is probably Ms Jialat's tone. She's now respectful, polite, and yet firm. In return, the students are also more respectful of her and more willing to listen to what she has to say. This is in line with the reciprocal determinism of Indira's social learning theory, where interpersonal relationships are very important in shaping how they communicate with each other. Next, ground rules and expectations were set for the class that they had also agreed upon. So it was only when Indra and Chee Keen actually violated those rules that they were punished. So they were not punished for no reason, and even after they were punished, they were also explanation was also given as to why they were punished. And very importantly, after they already corrected their behavior, they were praised by Ms Jialat as well. So in line with Indira's theory, vicarious punishment and reinforcement demonstrates what is right and what is wrong, and enables the students to figure out how to alter their behavior so that they will be more in line with societal expectations of them. Let's continue the show.
So Chee Keen, I remembered you asked me yesterday why your plus sign becomes minus when you bring it over, right?
Yeah.
That was a good question. Yes, it is. And I will attempt to explain to all of you why today. You see, class, in mathematics, an equal sign represents this is an R word I'm going to teach you all today, relationship. It tells us that what we have on the left-hand side is the same as that on the right-hand side. So it's like, you saw just now, right, the weighing balance that is equal on both sides. Well, it's right here actually. Therefore, to maintain this balance, what you do on the left-hand side, you also must do on the right-hand side. So, if you have 3x plus 1 equals 2x minus 4, like we saw just now, to get rid of 1, what do? We have to minus 1 on either side, or on both sides. So what equation do you get?
You get 3x equals...
I know, take the other side!
That's correct, Chee Keen.
Jia finally answered his question. And by answering his question, she would eventually be helping his accommodation of this new information in this existing schema. The explanation of the equal sign is basically in line with Vygotsky's theory of language as a mediator of knowledge. And by explaining it, she was also raising their zone of proximal development and preparing them for the subsequent explanations that she would be giving as well. The weighing balance used as an example for the equal sign was actually a concrete object is being used. So she was trying to lower this reasoning into a concrete operational stage so that it would be more easily acceptable for the students before she ascends to a more formal and abstract treatment that's required in the formal operational stage. And this is in line with Piaget's theory of cognitive developmental stages. Right. And last but not least, she explained what was going to, as in what's the rationale behind all these actions before she would have required them to sort of like mechanize this procedure. And she was actually using this information processing theory whereby in future, whenever they see such an equation, they will be able to recognize that, oh, I see a plus or a minus. That will be in their short-term memory, and they will be able to retrieve from their long-term memory what is the exact procedure that they are supposed to do. So this explanation will actually aid in their internalization of this procedure. Let's continue.
Class, I must admit I was a little lost before, and it certainly did affect the learning of the entire class. But I did a little self-reflection, and I recalled my Psych days, and found how I could improve.
Yeah, sure.
Go improve.
Go improve.